He said, Hindus have learned somehow at some point that practicing Hinduism or even claiming to be Hindu is communalism and chauvinism, which only means hurting others. We have to subdue Hindu practices or even deny Hindu identity, but at the same time praise and encourage other religions to practice theirs. Never criticize even a smallest mistake in them. That is true secularism. This keeps communal harmony in India and keeps India united. We should subdue ourselves of being majority and don't even mention Hinduism, which threatens the very identity of others and make them feel insecure. It is our duty to make others feel insecure. If others feel secure, if they are rude, aggressive, and take to terrorism, we are at fault for making them insecure. We have to repeatedly assert that Hinduism means respecting other religions. This is how we have been taught directly, indirectly, by implication, by precedences, by citing our Mahatmas and leaders, our Gurus and Shastras. This is ingrained into us. Instead of this, we should have studied their dogmas and theologies like iconoclasm, supremacy of their own religion, hatred for other religions, heresy, blasphemy, kafir, infidel, dhimmi, double standard in ethics, brutal punishment to unbelievers, etc. We should have engaged them in talks to change these uncivilized ideas. I bow down in respect to him because I find he is one of the few people who's Swami who has the courage to say this. Yeah, courage to say this. Now, I say things like that also. But, when it comes from a Swami, there is weight of tradition behind it. I'm not a traditionalist, even though I'm a great supporter of tradition. I'm integral yoga, which must be, as one of my friends, Raishi Nandi, he's very popular now. Yeah, he said it must be the smallest sampradaya of Hinduism. So I am part of the integral yoga tradition of Sri Aurobindo, and I'm trying to develop that. But what he has said is a summation.
The conversation a
it
little
is
bit
just
and
a summation
towards specific things which I think would I think our viewers would benefit from, because I need you to weigh in on these things. For example, this issue of you were speaking of, and the moral depravity that has come about among Hindus, but specifically among the ones who call themselves modern or progressive Hindus, right? The urban Hindus who say they're spiritual but not religious, right? And the ones who say that rituals are absolutely unnecessary, rituals are a waste of time. So,
Okay. Two issues here. First, we'll deal with the spiritual but not religious.
No rituals.
Then we'll deal with the ritual. So, so spiritual but not religious is like saying I believe in pregnancy but I don't believe in sex. Like it is. or it is saying I want the fruits but I don't want the roots. Yeah, I want the end product of a spiritual practice. I want the end product of a ritual practice. I want the end product of what a religion identified, but I don't want the religion. I don't want the practices, again, because why? Characterological evil. So they are trying to harvest fruits while destroying the roots. This is stupidity, and worse than stupidity, it is impossible arrogance. And such arrogance is always punished by nature. So they want the benefits of a culture without accepting the culture. Our culture, that is the Indic culture, the Bharatiya culture, whether Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, we designed methodologies from our innate psychology, from our innate Bharatiyaness, which liberate people, which put an end to karma and liberate people. That has happened only in India. Let me be very blunt about it. It has not happened anywhere else. And it happened because of the culture. It happened because of the religions of India. Because that is not possible unless you accept karma. Karma is India's great contribution to the world. And all our religions take karma for granted. It is just the bedrock. And that is the fundamental difference between India and the rest of the world, and India and all other religions, karma. So these people are trying to evade the karmic consequences of what they are doing. And this is an utterly superficial and utterly low IQ argument. That I am spiritual but not religious. What does that mean? It's a literally nonsensical sentence like furious green ideas sleep. What does it mean? Furious green ideas sleep.
Sounds fancy.
Doesn't mean anything. Yeah. So this notion that you can get fruits without roots is something that is innately asuric and destructive. And it is the product of an asuric education which has convinced them to be ashamed of their culture, to be ashamed of their traditions, to be ashamed of their so there is no vaccine as such for it. By the time they start saying these things, it is already too late. You need
Yes.
to get them young. You need to teach them young. There is a question I ask nowadays, because now I'm old and I'm becoming more cranky. So there is a question I ask people just to get them riled up. I ask them, why is it better to be a Hindu than any other? And they have no answer. And I'm like, you don't know who you are. What are you going to transmit to your children? You have no idea why it is good to be in your faith than in some other faith. What are you going to transmit to your children? And then they come home with purple hair and piercings and tattoos and, accuse you of being a casteist and a chauvinist and all the other
Defenseless.
stuff.
You
And you have
can't,
no
yeah.
answer. Yeah. And tell me something. Why does it take only one semester in a liberal
Two.
course,
Yeah.
one semester, not even the full year, for the purple hair and the piercings and the woke ideology to, I mean, how shallow is our cultural norms at the moment that they are so easily subverted. Then I see reels on Instagram and Facebook and I'm like, okay, sanskar yahi hai hota hai to
Oh my. Instagram
the
is
kind
is
of reels.
is I mean, if you
Yeah.
want to be if you want to
Yeah,
be
I mean,
depressed,
I'm like,
if you seek
this is
depression,
sanskar,
Instagram is the
these are
place for
sanskari
you.
people. So that is about the spiritual but not religious, which, like I say, is a low IQ argument. It is a absolutely duffer wala argument. It makes no sense, but it is an argument that is deliberately sent out into consciousness so that
Yes.
religions are weakened, so
Weekend.
that identity is weakened.
Ritual.
Now let us come to the ritual. Yeah. See, our rishis were the top people when it came to spiritual consciousness. Nobody has come anywhere near them. Nobody will come anywhere near them. Now, that might sound like a chauvinistic argument. It might sound like a arrogant argument. I'm sorry, it is the truth. Nobody will come near the Indian rishis, not in the next 10,000 years. It's not going to happen. We've done it all. We've tried it out all. So, if the rishis decided that rituals are an important aspect of the spiritual practice, and you know what is the best part of the properly done ritual? They have codified rituals in such a fantastic manner that even if the person doing it does not understand fully what is going on, the
Beautiful.
result will still be the same. I was recently in Palani and I saw the Ucha Puja, which is the noon puja, which is one of the most fantastic
In
rituals
Palani,
on the
Sriguru?
planet. And it
Yeah, I know Tamil Nadu.
Palani in
Murugan,
Tamil
yes.
Nadu, it is a Muruga temple. Yeah, Muruga. It is a Muruga temple.
I know,
6
I know.
million people come every
I've been
month.
there when I was a little girl.
Yeah, yeah. So the Ucha Puja in Palani is just one of the most extraordinary rituals ever designed. Now, Siddha Bhoganatha probably designed it. He was again another level of. And then I saw that, and I have a very famous video on that. People can go and look it up on
Okay.
Palani temple and the Ucha Puja. And the cascade of Shakti that is released,
Well, that
and they
happens
do it
every day,
every
is it?
day.
Oh,
Every day Ucha Puja. 12 noon every
wow.
day this thing is done. So, those who dismiss rituals have no experience with rituals. Those who experience rituals they they are
I
too
know,
busy
to be worried
gaining the
about.
benefits of the rituals to be worried about these things. But that is wrong. We need to, because the argument is always about expense, and I'm like, at its root it is a fundamentally atheist argument. When you say that by pouring milk on the shivlingam you are losing, that is an argument, that is an atheist argument, because you don't
Mm.
believe that
Yeah.
Shiva is real. If you believe that Shiva was real,
Mm.
then you would give your best to him. If you believe that he is your devta, then you would give your best to him. At its root,
That
there
Shiva
is
doesn't
already
exist.
the kida of atheism in the mind. Yeah, that is why they are saying that this is a waste. And if it is, you're so problematic and so worried about water is being wasted,
Correct.
then stop bathing, no,
No
and
showers, no
help other
bathtubs, no
people to.
spa.
Yeah, all of this is again characterological evil. The way they were attacking Hindu temples a few years
Yes,
back, Hindu
yes,
practices a few years back,
yeah.
everything about the Hindu practice is wrong. Yeah,
The
Dahi Andi
the
is wrong, Holi is
Jallikattu,
wrong, Diwali is wrong, Jallikattu is wrong. IIT Kanpur, IIT Kanpur hai ki IIT Kharagpur hai, they submitted a report that
yes,
firecrackers is
it
number
was not
15 in
one
the
of,
list of pollutants. But
yeah,
of course, it was not accepted because, scientific evidence is evidence, scientific evidence
yes,
only if it works against the Hindu cause.
correct.
Otherwise, it is just an opinion. Yeah. So, we don't understand the forces arrayed against us. And when I try to wake people up, people are too aghast and too shocked, and they're like, "Aise kaise ho sakta hai? No, this is not possible. No, you're exaggerating." And I'm like, I show them the text, I show them the parts in the sacred books which have these blood curdling passages, and this is what they actually think and believe. And then you have all these horrific incidents that happened, and still they are immune to listening. And I mean, what is to be done?
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.